Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Christina Hasboun, and Tilly Fletcher is with me today. And we're going to run you through what the Keychange Leadership Talent Development Programme is and how to apply. So, if you bear with us, this is going to take around 40 minutes. I'm going to explain what the program is, who is it for, and then Tilly will explain to us how to apply, and we will have a little conversation about Flexi-grant, which is the portal through which you will be doing your application. So, if you're here watching this video now, you're obviously interested in the Keychange Talent Leadership Programme. But the question is, what is it? So the Keychange Talent Leadership Programme is a 6-month training for women and gender diverse individuals ready to lead change in the music industry. This program equips future leaders with the tools to drive diversity, inclusion, equity, and accessibility, which we will be calling DEIA. Through workshops, mentoring, and hands-on projects, participants gain practical skills, fresh insights, and the confidence to inspire change locally and globally. So the most important question that we should ask is, how do we define a Keychange leader? A Keychange leader inspires change and guides others toward a better future. Leadership is about vision and action, not just job titles. The program, hence, builds the skills and mindset to lead diverse teams and drive social change, welcoming participants from all levels: managers, artists, entrepreneurs, and creatives. What unites them is a shared ambition to challenge discrimination and transform the music industry from local communities to the global stage. What will you be doing during the Talent Leadership Program, and how does it work? So, the TLP is a 6-month interactive training program, which is designed to prepare you as a DEIA change leader. The program begins at Tallinn Music Week in Estonia at the start of April, and the dates are on the application and on the open call. You can find everything on the keychange.eu website. And then the program wraps up at Reeperbahn Festival in Hamburg in Germany in September. You will be required to commit to the below. So first, there's going to be mandatory attendance at the 2 in-person meetings or events, which I've just mentioned, with every 4th week being free from activities. And then there will be also an estimated average time of 4 hours of work per week. That includes live sessions and independent work. The program is complemented with individual mentoring, and each participant will be carefully matched with an experienced mentor to help shape their leadership style and find personalized solutions for challenges. Throughout the program, with workshops and meetups, you'll build skills in areas like professional leadership and social change design, innovation, and entrepreneurship. You will be equipped with DIEA best practices and toolkits. The program will focus on facilitation techniques and issues of mental health, so critical in leadership positions and tasks. And I think it's important to note that the TLP has a structured and team-based approach, and we're committed to building a safe and a supportive learning environment for all learning styles. And based on the final selected participants, we will oversee different needs for neurodivergence, accessibility, and other diversities. And you may ask also, what would you get or gain as a Keychange participant? So what you'll gain is especially knowledge and tools, and those include training in leadership, innovation, and driving social change with a focus on the EIA. And the most important part is that you will get the hands-on experience, you develop your own initiative and contribute to impactful projects. You have the personalized mentorship that will provide you with one-on-one guidance, and a supportive network where you collaborate with the fellow participants and experts in addition to the Keychange team. The most important thing is the eligibility criteria and the fact that you will need to commit to 6 months of participation from April to September next year. The total of participants who are selected will be 42, and it combines 2 in-person events, which were mentioned before in Estonia and in Germany, and ongoing online sessions in between. If you want to apply, you need to have a minimum of 5 years of experience in the music industry, and we will consider applicants who have an accumulative experience of between 3 years in music and 2 in other creative industries. So please do evaluate what your circumstances are and what your situation is. You will need to have over 1 year of experience in the field of diversity, equity, inclusivity, and accessibility. And if you are a Keychange alumni, you will not be able to apply, sadly. However, those who have gone through the Keychange Canada and Keychange Gender Diversity in Radio will be able to apply. If you feel like your personal circumstances have prevented you from experiencing the full Keychange program before as an alumni, please email either me or Tilly, and there's an exceptional circumstances form that we will share with you, and the whole team will evaluate that, and then we will get back to you. The program is designed to accommodate neurodivergence, accessibility needs, and diverse learning styles. So if you need any accessibility tools or help, please do let us know. And then what you will need to consider is the Talent Leadership Programme as a whole, which is really transformative and inspiring, and it includes a lot of learning. So music companies of all sizes will benefit from the skills picked up by employees participating in the program, but also anyone who works in the music industries and has the experience and the eligibility that has been mentioned before. This program aims to give opportunities to new future leaders who have not been through the Keychange program before. So your professional profile that we're looking for is you are a woman or a gender diverse person working professionally in the music industry. And if you identify with the need for change towards a more diverse and equitable, inclusive and accessible future for the industry. We would expect you also to be a professional or an artist with a minimum of 5 years of experience of work in the music industries. And as mentioned before, we can consider people who have an accumulative experience of 3 years in the music industries and then 2 years in creative industries. You need to be based in an eligible country. And for that, please do check our website and the list of countries. Those include Creative Europe countries, the UK, and Canada. And you will also need to have 1 year of experience in the field of diversity, equity, inclusivity, and accessibility. So please note that if you are a cis man or are based outside of the UK or Canada or the Creative Europe countries, then you cannot apply. And if you are a Keychange alumni who has gone through the full Keychange program before, you also cannot apply unless there's an exception or unless you've gone through the Keychange Gender Diversity in Radio or Keychange Canada program. You also need to consider the fact that if you work with any of our partners that we have listed in the guidance and criteria document, then you will not be able to apply. So please check that. Our Keychange Leaders partners are Reeperbahn Festival, Shiftworks or Talent Music Week, Muziekcentrum Öst, Keychange ASBL, Music Expert Poland, SASEM, Oslo World, Workshops of Culture Lublin or Different Sounds Festival, Artist in Bloom, PRS Foundation, Factor, SOCAN Foundation, STIM, Arts Council of Sweden, GEMA, and Talent Norge. Now, in order to to be part of the program, you will need some monetary support, right? And so what options are there? Each participant will get a baseline travel bursary, and we also allocate extra funds to participants based in Canada to cover extra travel costs. And participants who have childcare needs or other accessibility needs will also get support for that. The most important question now is, how do you apply? So you go onto our website and you look at the open call, and there you download the application criteria document and the application content document. And then there is also the step-by-step guide to fill in the application. And now that you've heard all about the TLP and the eligibility criteria and sort of how to apply, we will now run you through how to create an account on Flexi-grant, and we will show you what the application looks like. And Tilly will be doing that. So I'm going to pass on to you, and I will be commenting, and we will be in conversation so that you have insights from both of us.
Great. So I'm going to share my screen so you can have a look at the Flexi-grant website. So this is what you will see. And you will see that there's an option to register or log in. So let's have a look at register. So you'll be asked to agree to some terms and conditions just about data usage.
You will be asked to agree to them.
Yes. And
Yeah.
then you will be taken here.
And you will need to input your first name, last name, contact number, email, and create a password. Please save that password somewhere safe. And once you do that, once you click register, what happens? Cool. And now you're in the application portal, and you will see different funds that might be open or not, right?
So you're looking for the Keychange Leaders to here.
And you hit start. And then you're in. It shouldn't take you that long, but definitely take your time in preparing your materials, your bio, and writing separately. And now as Tilly takes us through the application, I can tell you a little bit more about parts that you need to think about a little bit more. So this is just general information about the program and the privacy notice and all of that we will scroll through. And as we said, this information is confidential. So once you confirm that you have read all of the above and that you understand, you can start. And to that note, again, if you need an accessible application, please email either me or Tilly, and our emails are on that first page. So yeah, so now there's 4 parts, right, Tilly, of the application. One is the eligibility part, then there's about you, then there's the Keychange application, and then there's the monitoring part. And here I will say that the monitoring part is just strictly for the purposes of PRS Foundation. You will not be assessed based on that on any background or any of the questions that you provide there. So yeah, shall we start? Shall we jump into the eligibility criteria, Tilly?
Let's do it.
Okay, so here, the eligibility criteria that I mentioned at the start, here we're making sure that you're eligible. So you need to make sure that you have read the relevant guidance for the scheme. And if you have, you click yes. Thank you, Tilly. Okay, then we ask you whether you are a woman or you identify as a woman or a gender diverse person. If yes, you click yes. If no, then you're not eligible. And then we want to know where you're based, which is important because there's geographic limitations, unfortunately, and we're only able to take in people who are based in Creative Europe countries, in the UK or in Canada. So if you are eligible, you will click yes. And then you will need to select the country that you're based in. Yeah. Thank you, Tilly. And also we want to know if you have taken part in Keychange before. And if you have taken part in Keychange before, you're not eligible. Those who have taken part in Keychange Canada and the Keychange Gender Diversity in Radio project are eligible. However, if you believe that because of personal circumstances you should be exempt, then please email me or Tilly or the info@keychange.eu and we will send you an exceptional circumstances form and you can fill it in and we share it with the committee. Remember to always save your progress because you don't want to lose information. We also want to know if you work with any of our partners or sponsors, and we list them here. So ideally you wouldn't, so you select no. And then you need to have a certain amount of professional experience. So yeah, I think so there's less than 5 to 10, or more than 10. So if you have less than 5 years of experience, you're sadly not eligible yet, but maybe next year or the year after. Do you have experience in leadership positions? This is also important, and the options are yes or no. And so if you do, click yes, and you will be taken through to another question that asks you about what the current level of seniority in the music industry is. And so you will need to tell us if it's entry level or mid-level or senior professional level or executive leadership role. And so you select whichever that applies. If you're at an entry level, sadly, you're still not ready, but you will get there at some point. Do you have at least 1 year's experience in diversity, equity, inclusivity, and accessibility? We need you to have at least 1 year. So yes. And will you be available for our key meetup dates? That is also very important. You will need to be available to travel on those dates that are provided here. So you need to confirm if you are or aren't. Thank you, Tilly. And also we want to know if you can commit the time for the in-depth training because it will require a lot of time and dedication to go through the materials, to attend the online sessions, and you can read all about it in the guidance and criteria document. So you confirm that you are available, and then we save our progress. And do we now go to the next part? Okay, so if you haven't, okay, it sometimes takes a while to load. You can move on to the next part. I think we skipped one, Tilly.
Oh, sorry. About you.
So now we want to know about you. Like once you're through, we want to know who you are and what you do so that we can make a decision about your experience. So please tell us your name. If you're an artist, you can tell us your artist name, your preferred pronouns, the region or province that you're from, your current job title, and the name of the company that you work for or run, and how long you have been there. And we're providing examples so that you know what to fill in there. And then we also ask you, which of the following music sectors do you have experience in? There's a drop-down menu that you can select the best suited option. I think here, Tilly, if we select other, then there's a text box, right? Or yeah, and you can give more information here. Cool. And then next is which of the following roles best describes you, and you can tick, I think, all that apply, right? And obviously, if none of them apply or if there's something different, you still have an opportunity to say so. So you write that in the text box. And then we are going to ask you for a short biography of 300 words. So this is the part that you actually really need to think about, because obviously you will have a lot of experience and you want to condense as much information, relevant information for the program into the 300 words. So please speak about your current role or any relevant previous roles and activities, an overview of highlights within your career, and also mention what experience you have within the DIEA practices. And if there's any other evidence that you want to provide regarding your career and your experience, then please do so here. This is your moment to shine. Because this is a program that's related to music, we also ask you which music genre you are most closely associated with. And if you're not associated with any, I think that there's an option that says that it's not applicable. What expertise or unique skills do you bring to the music industries? This is again 300 words. So the second part, the part about you, is the one that you need to think of the most. Tilly, I don't know if there's any tips or advice that you might want to share as well here.
I think, yeah, singling out, I mean, we've got some examples here: developing emerging talent, building international networks. But yeah, I think really honing in on a few things, because the next thing will be your significant achievement. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have only 50 words, right? Like you have, so you really need to be specific. Brainstorm, think about it. You don't have to answer it now. You have the application content document that's both in PDF and in Word, so you can actually download the Word one and type everything in there and prepare it there. And for accessible ones, you will be able to record a video or audio. So yeah, and that will be limited by time. So I think this would be around 2 minutes of recording. Cool. And then we will ask you to provide links to your website, social media pages, or anything that is relevant. So if you can provide these in this box. And we also ask you if you want to subscribe to our Keychange newsletter. And if you want to do that, there's a little box that you can tick at the bottom. And then we save the progress and we move on to the next stage. Okay, what did we do here?
This is because we haven't filled in certain sections.
Okay. I just type in like ASDF or something and it lets me through.
That.
Yeah. You can have placeholders, you can write stuff in the boxes, save them, go back to them and edit them. So the application and the content is there until you hit submit. Okay. And now we move on to the next part, from you and talking about yourself to talking about your relationship with the Keychange community. So we want to know why it is now that you want to apply to be part of the Talent Leadership Programme. And again, you have only 300 words maximum. So please be concise, specific, and think about the main reasons. These would be your strength. So really think about all of the praises that you have received within the last 5 years. What were you praised for? What are you proud of? Please share those with us. We would love to hear those. How will you use Keychange to develop your creative and business aims, both during and after the project has ended? So here it is important to have a certain overview of what you want to achieve and what you want to gain. So think about what this program may offer you, what you expect to gain from it, and how you will benefit from collaborations, or how you will develop your skills or your creative practice. So if you have an idea of how this will help you, please share this with us. We want to know that as well. And this is the part that will require a lot of thinking, and perhaps speak to a friend and discuss the ideas with them so that you organize your thoughts. And then we want to know what you would contribute to the Keychange network. So again, think of your strengths, of your experience, of your skills and ideas. And this is a sharing environment. So what will you share with the people who are around you? What do you think that the people within the Keychange community will benefit from? So yeah, think of 300 words and put those in. And then obviously we're really big on diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. And we want to know about your involvement in that. So how long have you been actively involved? And this needs to be more than 1 year, right? So you select whichever one that applies. And then which of the following activities best describe your engagement in the DEIA field? So we've listed some, and you can choose, you can select all that apply. It's multiple option. And again, you have the choice to describe any other ones that we might have missed. And you also have a text box that asks you where you will share your past experiences in the DEIA area, including your attitude, the context of your involvement, and the level of your commitment, and motivations, challenges, accomplishments. Again, think in paragraphs, think like maybe write down first 3 or 4 concrete ideas or thoughts, and then develop them into paragraphs, and then put them in. And then we want to know about the motivation for the program. So we would like, and here there's a section where we say that we would like to remind you that the TLP is aimed at future leaders of social change, including the area of the DIA. So the program will focus on the following areas. Which one, and only one of those, would you consider most important? So you will have to select one, think about it carefully, and share it with us. What would you most like to achieve as an outcome from the program? Here you have 200 words. Again, think smart. Really short, concise, achievable, time limited as well. And think about how you can make these achievements really clear to us, to anyone who's reading. And then we want to also find out a little bit about your leadership mindset. So we want to understand your current perceptions around leadership and yourself. And here we thought that it's good to define for you what we mean by formal organizations, informal organizations, and music creators. So this obviously applies to everyone, and please read the definitions because we tried to include as many people as possible. And yeah, so you select of the duration of your experience, or the length of your experience, based on your background. If you're an informal organization, formal organization, music creator, music professional. Yeah, and here please, like, these are wide definitions. So And I'm sure if you have 5 years of experience within the music industry, if you're a manager, if you're an artist, and you're working with community around you, then you just choose whichever that is closest to what you're doing. An important thing is also to understand your leadership experience. So here we want to hear from you about the organization or group where you have contributed to um, your activities there, the size of the team that you managed or you worked for, your main responsibilities, and the achievements that you're proud of. And again, this is not just for companies and organizations. This also includes grassroots movements and people around, let's say, radio as well, if that includes music. So think within your context. How are you working with the community? Leadership does not have to be just CEOs. Leadership has different faces, and it's important to reflect that and build on your own experiences within your own contexts. And last but not least, we would like you to declare your commitment, right, to the whole program. So these are the points that we really, really ask you to commit to. Obviously, personal circumstances might come in the way, and we understand that. And if you communicate that in time and clearly, then that's perfect. However, this is a serious, in-depth, rigorous program, and we do expect you to commit. So this is the really serious part where you say, I do, commit. And then, then we save and we go to, I think, the monitoring part, which you will not be assessed on. And do you want to run through this, Tilly?
Sure, yeah. So all your answers here are confidential. They're for our own monitoring purposes. So they'll only be seen by Keychange staff and our core project partners. Any information you give does not affect the your scoring system or the external advisor review process. So it's quite straightforward questions about things like your age group, your gender identity. Some of these questions won't apply depending on where you're based. You will have to fill in everything that's got an asterisk next to it. Did you want to go through them one by one, or?
We can maybe, yeah, just very quickly whiz through them. So if you're based in Canada or Germany, there's certain questions that may not apply to you. So if it's a yes, then you won't be getting some questions. But if it's a no, then you will be getting more questions. So please answer truthfully where you're based, because obviously your bursary will be also calculated based on where you're traveling from and to. And then, yeah, as Tilly said, we ask you about what best describes your gender identity, if you want to share that. And again, like all of these things, they shouldn't be mandatory, right? Like if you don't want to share them, there's the, like, you can just add, yeah, prefer not to say. So yeah, there's again here, is your gender identity the same as the sex you were assigned at birth? Again, if you don't want to say, you don't have to say, and you have that option. And if yes, obviously you have that option. So yeah, we can select whichever. Which age group are you? And then again, you have the option of not saying. Which of the following best describes your ethnicity? If you are proud of where you're from, then please, or even if you don't want to talk about it, then that's fine as well. If you want to self-identify, then we are quite aware of the fact that our systems do not fully reflect the diversity that is out there. And this is why we have described here saying that we try to be as inclusive as possible, and we welcome participants from all cultural backgrounds. However, sometimes it's not easy to list everyone, so please help us by self-identifying as well. You can also indicate your sexual orientation. Again, that's optional. All of this information is, again, you will not be judged based on it. And then here, please tell us about the occupation of the main music creator's main household earner when you were aged 14. So this is helpful in terms of socioeconomic backgrounds, because we are actually really eager to have people of all socioeconomic backgrounds, and it's important that everyone is included. And also, if you have any long-term conditions or impairments or disabilities, it would be good for you to let us know, because we still want to hear from you, and we want to know so that we can accommodate you. So please share with us. This is your opportunity to share with us here, or once you have been accepted, you can share with us as well. It makes your life and our lives easier if you let us know if you have access requirements and what those are. So yeah, you can select here if you do. And if you explain to us what you need, so that we have a better idea of how we can support you, then that's great. And also, if you're a parent and you have caring responsibilities, then also it's good to let us know, as obviously as parents, some people might have different time commitments, and so you will need to adjust many things. So it's good to give us a heads up so that we can be as caring and accommodating as possible. And I think that that's it, right?
That's, yeah, the end of the form. So you will be giving a notification if there's things that you haven't filled out. You'll need to fill out everything with an asterisk in order to finish the application. And you can see on the summary here the sections that are complete and the sections that are still in progress.
And so at the end of it, you want everything to be complete, right?
Once everything is complete, you'll be able to submit the application. Once you have submitted, you won't be able to edit it further. So make sure you're happy with all your answers before you do that.
And again, you have time until the 13th of January. So so yeah, you can go back and forth within the application. And I think I'm just I think common issues, if you can think of any common issues, I think there's on the summary page, applicants often see that forms are 33% or 67% complete when they feel each page has been completed. And you can see from page summary which pages are not yet truly completed. An in-progress status in orange will indicate which page has not been completed in full. So please press the edit button and on the page that needs editing, and ensure that all fields are completed. And also common incomplete boxes, especially on page 2, about you, applicants need to edit the first contact box to ensure that all address and phone number boxes are completed. And yeah, and I feel like this is it, right? Yeah, and then you submit. You submit on the 13th of January or by the 13th of January, and then we will put your application through to one committee who will evaluate the applications and will shortlist them for another committee to go through them. And then we will hopefully be in touch with everyone in February 2025. Okay, and I guess that this is it. We can stop the sharing now. We're gonna wish you lots of luck applying. If you need anything, contact Christina at keychange.eu or
Tilly at prsfoundation.com.